Fox Business Alert. Listen, it's an obvious question. What's behind this 19% hit in Shopify shares? The company, which provides a platform and services to small and medium-sized businesses, reported a net loss of $273 million in the first quarter. But on an adjusted basis, it beat on the bottom line. But Shopify did forecast a pullback in revenue and sales growth for the current quarter and expects gross margins to drop by 50 basis points from the previous quarter as businesses find less confident and, in some cases, inflation-weary consumers. Joining me now, Shopify President Harley Finkelstein. Harley, we saw from Starbucks, from McDonald's, from a lot of these companies who are saying, yeah, we're now starting to see less foot traffic, a less confident consumer because they are so sick and tired of these sticky inflation prices. And so is that what is behind what you're seeing in the current quarter?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about sort of Q1, because obviously we reported earnings, and of course, Liz, always so great to be back on your show. First and foremost, we've had 4 consecutive quarters of over 25% top line growth. For Q1 this year, we saw $2 billion in the quarter. GMV, which is the dollars or the volume of sales by our merchants, was over $60 billion for the quarter, and Shopify now powers more than 10% of all global e-commerce. What's really important, though, I think in this climate is companies have to grow top line and also show profitability. And we saw $1 billion in gross profit dollars for the quarter and generated free cash flow of $232 million for the quarter. So what we're trying to do at our business is do 3 things. One is grow the top line. Second, grow the bottom line, profitability, and also invest for the future. But your question about the state of the consumer is really, really important. What we are seeing, unlike maybe some of the others you'd mentioned, is the consumer actually remains quite resilient. In fact, what we're seeing is that consumers, for the most part, are still buying from the brands that they love and they feel an affinity to. So on Shopify, that means Alo Yoga or Skims or Gymshark or Mattel or Glossier. But while we're really known for having these great, beloved direct-to-consumer brands, what people may not realize about Shopify is that we also have brands like Staples and BarkBox and Heinz and Nestle who are less discretionary. But our job, we believe at our company, is really to arm merchants across every single segment with all the tools they need to navigate every single macro environment, which is why we make it easy to sell online, offline, to sell across marketplaces. But we think the consumer is actually still quite strong.
But Harley, and by the way, you don't have to sell me on the big numbers that you guys do continue to haul in. You've got a $75 billion market cap company. I mean, it's not where it was during the pandemic where everybody and their mother was setting up a business, but that's in the rearview mirror. You're telling me that there isn't any area of at least the backbone of this economy, and that's the small business owner, where they're saying, people just aren't spending as much as we hoped they would now.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's talk about something actually that's really remarkable, because I think it's not being spoken about. And Liz, more than most people, I know you really care about small business and entrepreneurship. We actually believe that there's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur. In fact, what we're seeing at Shopify right now is the volume of entrepreneurs that are starting new businesses has more than doubled in recent years. In fact, 1 in 5 American adults, 19%, were in the process of starting a business or had done so in the past 3.5 years. That is the highest level since the survey began in 1999. So we are seeing more people enter it. But your point is really important, which is that they're voting with their wallets to buy from brands they have a specific affinity and connection to. They're not just buying random stuff that they may not need. If they want to buy a t-shirt, they're buying it from Alo Yoga because they know that's good value and they know they're going to wear that a lot. And those are the brands generally that are on Shopify.
Yeah, it seems like maybe the better word is choosier, a choosier consumer.
Yeah, more selective.
Let's bring in AI, because it's been a theme during this hour. And I've got to tell you, GoDaddy CEO was on the show yesterday, and they are doing a bang-up business when they sell their domain names. They package in a free service called Arrow, which helps anybody starting a small business create logos. It's the AI-driven logos and goods descriptions and things like that. It'll drive your social media, and it's really helpful to a lot of small businesses. Are they starting to edge in on your business?
Yeah, well, we don't really see that. We don't really compete with them. But for us, we actually think that the advance in AI is probably one of the best things that could ever happen to Shopify. And I say that under sort of two categories. The first category is using it ourselves. So I think we're one of the very few companies that really benefits from AI on the operational side, on the product side, on the company building side. But I'll give you some examples. We actually are using AI right now to get higher outputs from our engineering teams. We're using it right now in our support experience for the merchants that use Shopify. So for example, a lot of conversations some of our merchants are going to have with our support team that AI can handle it well. That's a better route. This way that our support people, they actually are able to have much higher quality conversations with the merchants. And the third thing is more precise prospect targeting and engagement. So the way that we do our marketing has gotten so much better because of AI. But on the other side of it, it's how we actually help our merchants. A lot of our merchants are at their mom's kitchen table, they're small businesses. And for them, the ability to actually use what we call Shopify magic across the entire product suite. So for example, if you're adding a new product, you mentioned Liz's t-shirts, I think on the last time we spoke, you may be really good at making t-shirts, but are you really good at writing product descriptions? Well, the great news is that AI is really great at that. So using Shopify magic, we can suggest a product description for you that is highly converting, that your customers are going to want. And that actually we think is going to level the playing field for entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Yeah, I think that has made such a huge difference in helping people come up with better adjectives to describe your product and all that.
Or product photography. Some of these big companies have huge teams of photographers. If you're a solo entrepreneur with Shopify Magic, every one of your photos is going to look incredible.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I'll be working on that with my next venture. Harley, great to see you. Thank you very much.